Welcome along to episode 872 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. Coming up on the show this week, Kaine Zajaz is back. We'll be down there at Bank de Leon as he takes on the Inferno Chicken Wing Challenge. That's going to be an absolute treat. Jasper Ford, author, will be along with us talking about Thursday Next and his other novels. Fhemi joined us from Crufts, a river natter about keeping your dogs safe and making sure they keep their heads inside the car. Lieven Scheire will be with us as we talk about his comedy and his take on AI, which is at several theatres in our region, including the Stafford Gatehouse and the Lichfield Garrick. Plus, historian Lucy Worsley will be along as we make sure we tell the stories of women that might be missing from the history books unless you look carefully, as we find out about what's available to research your ancestry through Find My Past.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Lieven Scheire is going to be at the Gatehouse in Stafford on the 18th of March and then heads to the Lichfield Garrick on the 21st, as well as other gigs in our area too. He joins me now, River Natter, about his show Artificial Intelligence. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
All good here. Now, you hail from Belgium?
That's right. I'm in Ghent in Belgium right now.
You're bringing your comedy to the UK. So, what brought you to do that? Because we don't hear your name often enough around here just yet, do we?
No. I've been in England a few times. I've done some science festivals. I've done an Edinburgh Fringe and Norwich Science Festival and Cheltenham. I've been touring with this show in Belgium and in Holland. So now I'm ready for an adventure. Let's go to England and see if people like the show there too.
Okay, now before we get to how you're actually working the show here, when you're in the rest of Europe, do you do the show in English or do you do it in the language to suit the country you're in?
Yeah, so Belgium and the Netherlands, I do it in Dutch, in my mother tongue, and then I've been doing the show in English abroad in Portugal and Spain and Greece and places like that. Yeah.
So again, a multilingual show. Do you ever suddenly find yourself slipping into a different language partway through?
Well, sometimes it's difficult when I'm on the road with fellow Belgians and I speak Dutch all the time, and then I have to, well, just step on stage and switch to English. That's a bit difficult. But the upside is that in science and in AI, so much of the lingo that we use in Belgium are English terms already that it does make it easier. Yeah.
So if you want real intelligence, it's Dutch. If you want artificial intelligence, you speak in English.
There's a lot of real intelligence in England. I've noticed. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. Right. Okay, so tell us a bit about your take on this then, because AI is everywhere. A lot of the time we don't realize it, and I mean I'm sure it's poking fun at us. So it's about time somebody got their own back.
I'm a science communicator. I've been doing science communication in Belgium for the past 20 years. And I think about 5 to 10 years ago, we started noticing AI is going to be the next big thing. So that's when I started writing this show. I like to explain how things work, what's going on under the bonnet. People use AI a lot. Very few people have an understanding of why software is suddenly capable of things that seemed impossible for computers 5 years ago. And so that's what the show is about. I explain how AI works, what a digital neural network is, why it can do these new amazing things. And I think that's my thing. I like to wonder at how things work, and I like to explain how things work. So it's an explainer show. It's a comedy show. It's not a business show. So I'm not the type of get rich fast with AI applications guy. That's not me.
But if required, you can come up with a nice AI-inspired drawing of you as whatever the current trend is.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's been the strange thing for me. When I started this show in Belgium, it's 3 years ago. Nobody used ChatGPT. In fact, ChatGPT was released in the week of my premiere. So I could amaze audiences by generating images and text, and they would look at me like I was a magician. And then now everybody's so used to it, so I have to pull new tricks out of my sleeve.
Okay, so you'll be no doubt getting something like Suno to do a musical number for you.
Yeah, well, the thing that all the big AI companies are working on now is AI agents. So the ones that don't simply answer your question in human language, but the ones that really do work. And so I have an agentic web browser as it is called these days, and I can just ask it like, okay, find me a wellness studio in Stafford. I want to go to the sauna tomorrow at 12 o'clock and make the appointment and book me an infrared sauna, and it will just browse the internet on its own and make the booking for me. So that's the new trick now. Yeah.
Yeah, it does the dull stuff so you can get on with the fun things about explaining to somebody how and why it did that.
That's right. That's kind of what I do. And every now and it gets things wrong, which is fun, of course. Every now and then you want to book a sauna and will book you a trip to Lanzarote or something. And then, well, it's nice to see it fail and feel superior for the time we have left.
Yeah, particularly if you're on a beach somewhere, then sipping a cocktail in Lanzarote, and because it was booked, I might as well go.
That's right. Sorry, the AI booked it for me. Sorry, honey. You take care of the kids now this week.
Yeah, that works well. It's going to be a good show. And how do you work the show in on the evening itself? Because is there any audience interaction here?
Not too much, not too much. Every now and then I ask a suggestion like, okay, we're gonna make a drawing now or a video. What should be in the drawing? Just so the people are sure that it produced it on the spot and it wasn't planned before. Yeah.
And that's going to be how some of the magic happens as you get to grips with AI. And have you had any challenges that you thought it would fail on, but actually absolutely excelled? Is it surprised you sometimes?
It has surprised me many times. I like to take the skeptics approach. Like this is just software. Okay, it can imitate human language, and people anthropomorphize it because it's so good at imitating our language. But to me, it's just software automating things. But one of the times that I was most amazed is when I asked it to write a sonnet. And this is something you can do. You can choose the large language model that you want, like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, and ask it to write a sonnet about a very simple theme. What I usually do is, for example, you take an animal, write a sonnet about a zebra who really wants to be red instead of white and black. And it comes up with amazing metaphors and rhymes, and the metrum is right. And I was blown away by this because I thought this is a pattern that is so difficult to imitate, human poetry. And it does it really well. Well, it's not Shakespeare level, of course, but still you could be fooled by thinking it was written by a human.
Yeah, and that's the confusing part. It does sometimes get it, or other times it is so obvious that you can't understand why you believed anything it ever did. So yeah, the magic of
Yeah.
AI. Now you've got 101 gigs. I mean, the tour is going here, there, and everywhere. But you've got you in Stafford, Burton, Shrewsbury. You're over in Lichfield, Worcester as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do. I have 15 gigs now in the next 3 weeks. North in Leeds, and then south in London and Exeter and all over the place, actually. So this is something that I'm really looking forward to, that I'm going to drive through all the parts of England that I've never been before.
Are you getting AI to do you a route map? Or, in fact, did you ask AI to do this in a sensible order for you?
Well, it was not in a sensible order. It was all booked by my agency, and it is definitely not in a sensible order. I'm gonna, well, drive up and down the country all the time. But I actually asked my agentic web browser, like, make me a Google Maps with all the routes I have to take, and it did it. Yeah, it worked.
Well, fingers crossed, as long as it worked properly, you'll be at the right places. It is the closest ones, Worcester on Thursday the 12th. Then you've got Shrewsbury on Saturday the 14th of March. Then you are at the Stafford Gatehouse on Wednesday the 18th of March. I'm fingers crossed coming to that one, so hopefully I'll see you then. Lichfield Garrick on Saturday the 21st, and then you're heading back down around the rest of the country for the remainder of the tour. So have a brilliant time on the road. Hopefully AI won't interfere, but we will get good value out of it when you tell the tale of the way it works. Can we see any clips that you have created with AI online before we get there?
Well, I don't create video online with AI, but there are some videos of the show, some clips of the show on my Instagram, and that's well, Lieven Scheire, which of course, well, so my website is also lievenscheire.com. The problem is nobody knows how to spell my name, so I also registered lievenshire.com, like the first chapter in the Hobbit book, so that's easier for British people.
I'm going to spell it because I managed to mispronounce it when I introduced you. Lievenscheire. Lieven Scheire. I still can't say it. Thank you for joining us. Have a
No
brilliant time on
worries.
the road, and I look forward to seeing you in Stafford, where you can get your tickets from gatehousetheatre.co.uk, or at, if people want to nip along to Lichfield, lichfieldgarrick.com and grab your tickets there. But Lieven, thank you for joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for having me, and see you there.
Now, Jasper Ford is an author who is costing me a fortune because every once in a while I pick up a copy of his first book from Thursday Next, The Air Affair, and buy it for a friend or colleague who I think will enjoy it. It's work that I have absolutely loved since I first found him on the scene, and he is with me now to tell me about his wonderful world. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Your writing has intrigued me, completely taken me in. Thursday Next is somebody who have particularly enjoyed reading about over the years. And what is it? It's more than 20 years now, isn't it, since the first novel in that
Yeah.
series?
Yeah, I mean, astonishingly, it's been 25 years now. So she came out in 2001. Yeah, a long time. I mean, so there are seven books in the series. I haven't done a book for nearly 10 years, so it's about time, really. But she's been great. I mean, she's been very good to me. She's given me a fantastic writing career, of which I'm hugely grateful.
Writing about writing, which I think is quite nice, and it's
Mm.
spinning the world in a slightly different way.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, people have done it before, I'm not unique in that. But I think stories about stories, there's a lot of fun to be had if you start sort of picking them apart and being a little bit meta with it and assuming that the stories that we know and love and read, on a regular basis are actually real worlds unto themselves, with their own unique little problems within them. And as soon as you kind of tap into that reality, and luckily my readers are following me down this rabbit hole, then there's literally no end to what you can have fun with.
And I love the fact that because backstory is something that's so important for every story,
Mm.
and your concept of a backstory going on behind the scenes, in front with the main action taking place in front of it, the story never stops. I love the way that people seem to be able to exist in that world, and even in footnotes.
Yeah, I think what I like about it more than anything is that, I have a very sort of active imagination, the way I sort of like looking at things. And but what's really wonderful is that readers who read my books have possess an ability to completely suspend disbelief. And I can have a book with so Thursday is a book, and then in the book world, there are books about her because she's been written, but they're not quite the same as the books that we've read. And there are several versions of her, and they all sort of get together and can argue about the various, attributes of them in their particular individual book. Now, to someone who hasn't read me, this is like, whoa. But my readers, who I adore, they just go, yeah, okay, we love this kind of nonsense. It has a fourth wallness to it that people really like. So hats off to readers of fantasy everywhere. The expansive imagination.
And a true feminine hero.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether I can boast that. I don't know whether I'm sort of the correct gender to do so. When I started writing, I was writing in essentially ignorance. So I never stopped to think that I perhaps should not be writing, as a female sort of first person narrative. Um, luckily I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have worried about it and perhaps not done it. And I think I was very glad that I did. And as soon as she was out there, and two or three books in, and people who are of the opposite gender to me um, say no, she really works. So I take that as a compliment, and I just do the right thing by by Thursday and my readers. She's not a there is, I mean, I read books obviously, and there are some sort of feminine heroes who seem like a kind of a bloke, which is now, made into a woman, but it's essentially the same. But I think this is a great deal more subtlety than that.
But actually, yeah, she reads well, and she reads as you'd expect her to. And
Mm.
there's no gender issues in her world, as it is its own creation, and the main concerns I think more about brother Joffrey than anyone else.
Yeah, well, that was before. I mean, so her brother Joffrey is gay and also leads the world's religions, which I thought was a good idea, and is married to his husband. But this was written in 2000. Well, it was written before that. It was written probably around about 96, 97. So I like to be kind of ahead of the curve a little bit in that way. But it was really sort of when you're writing fantasy, and you're writing these kind of worlds, you just take our world and then you just run with everything that's happening in a direction that you like, and you kind of end up with all these kind of concepts. So it's good fun. And yes, Thursday Next World seems to be a world without misogyny in it. And lots of characters in there just do the jobs they do, and there doesn't seem to be an issue. And that's a world I'd like to see, and that's what you do as an author, I think. Try and sort of make an imperfect world slightly more perfect, perhaps.
But the cheese thing.
Yeah, the cheese thing. Again, this is one of the tenets by which I write. I'm a self-taught writer. I haven't gone to any, didn't do a degree, didn't go to classes, nothing. So I have various tenets by which I write, and one of them is essentially running with an idea, the logical progression of an idea. And I thought that if you had, Wales and England separate, and there were cheeses in Wales that you liked, then there would probably be some sort of duty on cheeses. And if there was duty on cheeses, then there would be criminality involved because people would want to avoid the duty. So all these subplots just arise from just basically me mucking around with these silly ideas. And even a hard border between Wales and England is actually can make some really, really good, funny, slightly satirical jabs at the way nations do business together.
And with the Thursday Next series, that's really catapulted you into the limelight in the world of literature.
Mm.
And this has brought other projects too. And
Mm.
various different places you've been to. The nursery crimes. I enjoyed your audiobook version of those. That was
Yes,
how I got into them.
yes.
And reading about people hibernating, that was quite a treat too.
Yeah, hibernating. Hibernating is basically it's my only elevator pitch book. Most of my books are quite hard to describe because there's a lot of silliness going on. But the Early Riser is essentially a thriller set in a world in which humans have always hibernated. And the key word in that sentence is always, because it assumes that since we've always done it, it's completely normal, and that we're subtly different physiologically, socially, reproductively, all kinds of manner. And that is where the drama sort of happens in this kind of strange little alternative world where just one thing is different. And it was a tricky book to write at the time, but I quite like it now in an odd kind of way.
But not one you've
Mm.
revisited, whereas you have with your other works.
No, no, I haven't. I mean, there's a big world there. I mean, there's a very big sort of expansive world, but I've got series to finish. I finished my last Dragon Slayer series as a sort of young adult book or maybe middle grade. And there's four in that series. And I'm writing or just trying to finish writing at the moment the Thursday Next 8, which will finish her series. And then I've got another series called Shades of Grey, and that has another book in that series. And then I want to do standalones because I do like standalones, I must say. And yeah, like Early Riser. So that's where I want to be next.
And of course, the Dragon Slayer has had a TV appearance too.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that was Sky TV's Christmas offering for 2016. So quite a while ago now. But yeah, it's always fun to have movies made of one's books.
But I think Thursday would be great to see on screen in some way or form. Can you imagine there
Ye-
being, even if it's just a
Ah,
one-off movie?
I don't know. There's so much going on in her books that every book, the format, if it were to be made into film entertainment, would probably be each book would be 6 1 hours or something for TV, I reckon. But no one's going to put the budget into a book that's, I'm obviously I have readers who are huge fans and everything, but it doesn't sell anything like the numbers that would put it onto a kind of the sort of national radar. If it were and everyone knew it, then it would probably work. But at the moment, I kind of think it's for us readers more, and I don't really see how it could be done, or it could be done badly very easily. So we have had a few offers, but at the moment, I'm sort of just keeping it back until I find a producer, or a producer finds me that I really feel confident that would bring it forward and make it work.
And it's getting the dodos in, isn't it? That's the difficulty.
Well, Dodo, I mean, we can do anything now with CGI, can't we? But yeah, the dodos. I mean, there's so much that, would be such fun to do, but I just don't think it would have the budget to be able to do it justice. So maybe not now, maybe another time. Who knows?
We'll see. I'm very much looking forward to September and the eighth instalment in the Thursday Next series. All of your
Yeah.
work can be found in a bit of a fiesta, can't it?
Yeah, so we're thinking it's September. We're not 100% sure yet. It might go into November. We're going to try and avoid going into 27, but we think September, November, that kind of area. It's not nailed down yet because there can't be a reveal. Yeah, and I have a Ford Fiesta, so I have my own one-person festival, which is quite nice, held in May every couple of years in Swindon, of course, because that's where the Thursdays books are set. It's an odd one because my books are so cross-genre and they cover so many, different writing styles and types. I don't have a particular genre that invites me constantly to their festivals. So somebody, not me, decided that I should have my own festival. So that's what I have. It's great. It's a weekend, such fun. I mean, it really is great
And
fun.
there's links to all of that from the Grand Central website.
It's jasperford.com.
Yep.
Very easy to find. Jasperford.com. All sorts of things there. My website, somebody described it the other day as how classic websites and how websites used to look in the late 90s and noughties, because most websites now do look kind of the same. And my website is how we used to do websites in the noughties. Nothing's changed. I just add to it. It's all HTML. It's nothing fantastic. No bells and whistles. But I get classic website insurance on it as well. So that's quite nice.
It does the job. And you haven't got a bit of flash inside.
No, nothing. I mean, I introduced justified text in about 2008, and that's been the technological advance in my website over the last 25 years.
Well, Jasper, great to speak to you. Keep up the good work with the novels, and I look forward, as we say, to the next visit of Thursday, whenever Thursday Next arrives. And
Yeah.
of course, if you haven't experienced this world, grab a copy of the Air Affair and work your way through the 7 novels before the latest appears on the shelf. But good to speak to you. Thanks for joining us to have a great time in the writer's room.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Now we're down here in Bank de Leon, and we've got Mally with us. How you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, and what a wonderful venue it is. Can I just say that to start off with?
Thank you very much, I appreciate that.
Looking absolutely fantastic. We're on table 1 at the moment. Now, when it comes to it, Kaine, you've got taste testing to do here, haven't you?
I do. I'm going to try some of the gorgeous hot spicy wings by Lorenzo, and
Okay.
I'm ready for the heat.
Well, the thing is, to be ready for the heat, you've got to sign a disclaimer. What have we got here?
So we've got a disclaimer here for Lorenzo's hot Inferno Wings.
Oh.
Now, by ordering this and handing the Inferno Wings, you are acknowledging that you agree that the wings are extremely spicy, and basically whatever happens to you next is on you.
Yes? Okay, all right. Hopefully
Yeah,
my
you can cope
innards
with
can
this.
handle it. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I do like the spice.
I
you
think
know
you'd be
what I mean?
alright, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I think you'd be good for it.
Sign your life away.
I'm about,
Perfect. I think we're waiting for a pen actually.
I hereby sign my soul. No, I'm joking. No, it's honestly, I can't wait to taste them. I know they're going to be very spicy, but I assume they're going to be very delicious as well,
Incredibly tasty. I mean, Chef Lorenzo is the 2-time winning jerk champion of the UK. instance. So,
Wow.
These are going to be good, aren't
they're
they?
going to be good. They're going to be good.
And you've got his autograph as well, which is...
Very lucky for that.
You might be able to sell that for £2.50. Who knows? Yeah.
Considering on how you handle the wings.
I'm so. You can tell I'm such an artist that I don't even know what day it is. I don't even know the date.
No, it's 27th, Friday
Okay,
27th.
there we go.
The fact he's put the 30th of February is even more worrying,
It's
but there we
fantastic.
go.
It's not a problem.
There we go. Time is an illusion, guys. Time is an illusion. But yeah, honestly, this venue, do you want to speak a little bit about the venue as well, the top of Jerk and Sizzle? Because he's bringing Shoreditch vibes to Wolverhampton people. I don't think you understand how beautiful this place is.
Most certainly. I mean, when I first came in here, I was taken back by the decor. I mean, this used to be a bank in that instance. We've got chandeliers hanging in the middle of our venue. We're actually a Caribbean restaurant, so we serve Caribbean food from 12 o'clock in the daytime all the way to the evening. We also have a rum bar called Bank of Rum, so more coming soon on that as well. We're launching a coffee shop within the next month as well, which is going to be Leon & Co. That's where we're going to be doing our juices, our coffees, our cakes, things like that. In reality, we are in many different spaces in the sense of what we can offer, but the main thing that we offer is a safe space, and we're building a community here. In reality.
So it looks absolutely fantastic. The kitchen is working hard even as we speak. You've got a signed form. Are we going to see him burn?
Hopefully not.
A little bit for the camera.
There's going to be a bit of burn. There's going to be a bit of burn. I can check on that actually now and see exactly where those wings are.
Absolutely
Awesome.
excellent.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. Right. So you're looking forward to this. How are you with spicy food
Do
normally?
you know what? I'm pretty good with spicy food. Like I said, you know, I've got Jamaican family and Chinese family, and they like their spice, so I can handle it. I've got a tolerance for it, but we'll see how hot these actually
This
are.
is a test. This is a test.
This is a test. Hopefully, my intestines can handle it. You know what I mean?
If anyone can, you can do, mate.
Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, here comes trouble.
Here he is.
Oh, no, pain is gonna get worse. You're going to need to call for the night nurse.
Lorenzo, you've made a delivery in full PPE.
Yeah, well, I like to make sure that safety first, you know what I mean? Yeah, I've got to last the night. You haven't.
Oh, God.
So, you've got your Inferno Wings there,
Thank you, brother.
yeah? And these are some gloves. I suggest that you put those on.
Yeah, no touching the eyes.
Or anything else. There you go. Okay. So, gentlemen, I want a clean fight. Yeah? I want to see 6 clean wings. Yeah? I want to see the bone exposed all the way across, and all the meat has been taken inside, yeah? I want you to swallow, not spit. Okay. Away we go.
Here it is.
Oh, wish me luck.
It's getting the gloves on the
I
difficult
know,
bit.
yeah. There we are. Right. Well, these may be my last words.
Oh, sorry, we've got his emergency contact details.
It's all sorted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Wish me luck, guys.
Here we go. Oh, this is an expert at wing eating for definite. His eyes haven't started watering yet.
Now, as you get through it, yeah, you start to get hiccups. That's not unusual. What's happening there is your lungs are trying to expel the hot air. Okay? So don't worry, it's a normal thing, yeah?
I'm trying not to breathe right now because I know. As soon as you breathe, that's when the spice hits. Or the one thing I will say, that is delicious. That is delicious, brother.
It's not just about the heat, it's about the flavour as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And if any man can, it's you.
Oh, well, you know. Don't like to say, but yeah, you're right.
That's delicious, man. Wow.
But getting harder to eat.
Yeah, it's getting spicy.
Yeah, there's a warmth building.
I've got good fortitude though, you see.
Yeah, you can do this.
I take cold baths, so hopefully that balances out the heat that I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, they're going to need a nice
See what
bath any
happens,
minute.
usually with the Inferno, yeah, I use a triple chili situation. So what that does is gives you the heat delivery at different times.
Okay.
So it gives you what we call a complex burn. Yeah. So your first one, you'll get the scotch bonnet, and you're like, yeah, that's a little bit spicy. But then as you're swallowing, you're like, hold on a minute. It's getting a bit hotter. Yeah, that will be the Carolina Reaper. Yeah? And then as you put the bone down on the plate, you're like, bang, it's hitting me again. That's your Naga ghost chili. Yeah? And that's how we like to roll.
My taste buds are definitely singing. I'll tell you that.
Sounds a full orchestra, probably.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, it's delicious though. Tell us a little bit about the spot, man, and what the inspiration was behind it all.
Okay. Oh.
Come in this way. Come in this
Why
way.
don't you sit here, man?
Yeah, you just sit there with your gloves on. Let's get Lorenzo in.
Right. Well, this spot is Wolverhampton. Most of my career, I've worked in and out of Birmingham, London, and other areas. Not done a great deal in Wolverhampton, so I thought, fair.
Yeah.
They need to have a little try, you know?
You keep eating, by the way.
Yeah. Don't think this is a break.
Listen, you don't get to stop. You've got to keep going. How many wings are
There's
in there?
6 there.
And we've done.
I've done
2.5.
Yeah, you might have to revisit some of those.
Yeah, we can't see the bone on that one either. Keep talking. Keep eating.
So, Caribbean food has been around a hot minute, yeah, but it hasn't exploded the way it should have done, yeah. So I'm here, and the brief is to bring Caribbean food to the forefront and make it available for everyone, yeah. For people to get that experience when they come to Jerk and Sizzle and they arrive into the venue and they see the decor, the array of drinks, the food offering, the entertainment, the journey that we take people on with sharing information about the history of food, the history of our people from the Caribbean, and the history of people in Wolverhampton, and the things that has been done to push food forward and us to grow as a people. To me, sharing your culture, keep going, sharing your culture is really key. Many years ago, what used to happen, you travel from one village to another village, and when you arrived there, they would feed you. Yeah, so you'd sit and you'd break bread, so to speak. So it's an international language, eating and sharing food with people, and it's something that I feel that I'm very fluent in.
Well,
I can't speak Dutch.
No, but everything else.
Everything else, I'm good.
You're there. All right, come on, how are we doing?
So far, so good. My lips are
There's
boiling.
garnish you could be
I
eating
feel
there
like
as
I've
well.
had a lip filler done. I feel like they've plumped up a little bit, you know what I mean? But no, it's delicious. That's the one thing I will say. I think the deliciousness outweighs the spice, and the spice is hot. So that's just how tasty they are, do you know what I mean?
It's a slight glistening, if you want to zoom in, and there's a slight glistening on his top lip.
Woo!
Yeah, don't worry about that, that's natural. Yeah, my nan used to have a lot of that when she was drinking sake soup. So it's normal, do you know what I mean? I'm used to seeing that. And to be fair, it's a good tick as far as that goes. The flavours are right.
You've done the business there.
I think so, yeah, it's looking moist and ready for service.
And what I will say, Lorenzo, I love what you were saying, man, about bridging the two worlds. How do you take soul food and bring it to a culture that can be so picky and weird unless it's presented in a certain way? And I think you've balanced that so well.
Yeah, great. So what you've picked up on there is exactly what I've been trying to do, which is basically take authentic ingredients and present them in a way that the Western audience will recognise.
Exactly that.
For example, jerk chicken fajitas, jerk chicken open kebab on a naan bread. Now, when you look at that, you go, oh yes, I'm used to seeing that, so you're comfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then when you start to bite it, you're like, hello,
That's it.
hello. These flavours in you, these are exploding in my mouth. This is great. Yeah, and which is what we want. So it's just a case of taking the food out of Mum's kitchen and presenting it in a way that looks palatable to everyone
Exactly
else.
that, man.
Yeah.
A Trojan horse of spice.
I
like
like
it,
doing
man.
it. Unless you're a Trojan, it doesn't go down too well. Yeah.
And this is the thing, man. We've got this in Wolverhampton. We've got Lorenzo, this celebrity chef, this culinary master here in Wolves. We've got Bank de Leon in Wolves. We've got Jerk and Sizzle in Wolverhampton. We need to show up in numbers and support this place. Wolverhampton isn't just guns and drugs. It's culture, high end, it's love, and it's community. And that's what we need to highlight.
And it's wings so hot you're never going to forget them.
Exactly that.
I'm impressed that he's able to string full sentences together.
So
I think that's
Well,
very
I am a little bit Jamaican, do you know what I'm saying? I can handle a little bit of spice, you know what I mean? I think I've done well so far.
It is doing well. That's the lot. You've cleared it. He's cleared it.
good, man.
Now let me dump some of this in my mouth.
He's got to get his 5 a day. The garnish goes in.
Wow, they were so tasty. They were so tasty.
Kaine, you're an amazing sport. You've done fantastically well, but the food is good, which is what counts.
Yeah, the food is delicious, man. You need to check this space out, seriously.
Lorenzo.
And sign up for the challenge if you think you're bad.
If you can do it.
Get ready to sign the waiver, that is.
Yeah, and taste those 3 hot and spicy flavours.
There's
bring
those,
them
those
together.
three chilies exploding and the combination of all of that. Oh, my friend, you need to try it. You need to try it.
Absolutely.
Who needs cardio when these wings can get you
Yeah,
sweating?
you've got that. You've done a full workout there, haven't you? Bank de Leon is the place. It is the street in the city centre. Thank you for playing host. Good to meet you. And Kaine, fantastic to see you down there.
Absolutely. And just say one more thing before I go. Jerk and sizzle, the food that creates memories. Remember I told you.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Lorenzo, thank you.
Lorenzo, thank you, brother.
Crufts is on at the NEC. It runs right the way through the weekend, and it's a time when we're thinking about our four-legged friends. However, many people aren't necessarily taking into account the safety of their four-legged friend when it comes to shoving their head out the window of the car. The dogs must be doing this for a reason. Hopefully, Adam Fhemi can explain a bit more. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for having me and hello to all your listeners. Yeah, so we get many dogs, 3.5 million dogs could be in danger in the UK whilst we travel. And it's really important for us as dog lovers to also understand our dogs and make sure they're safe while we travel. So not advisable to let our dogs be loose in the vehicles, hanging out of the windows, could be getting hit by branches, other vehicles, may even see a pigeon or a cat jump out. Sometimes dogs are quite agitated, so they can be panting because they're stressed. And these are the sort of things you may see in vehicles. It's really important for us as dog owners and lovers to make sure they're safe and secure.
Yeah, because whilst it may be perceived they're having a bit of fun, it may be perceived it looks cute to see the dogs head out the back of the car, it actually is dangerous. If say a wing mirror of a lorry or a bus comes past, they could get a severe injury or worse.
Yeah, and we know from Dr. Scott Miller, a vet that we work closely with, he's seen lots of horrible eye accidents and injuries, and it's really important that we avoid these and we make sure we travel with our dogs like we would our children. Jason, it's really important. The Tavo products, they have ISO fixes now. There's lots of modern things available to us as dog owners to keep our dogs safe and comfortable is key as well. You know, we travel to a lot of places now with our dogs, garden centres, cafes, pubs. For example, Airbnbs, we can stay over with our dogs. So these products are not only useful in the car, they're also useful when we go into an establishment and we want to keep our dogs safe. I always call it like a safe place. We can have food enrichment toys within them, water, beds. Keep your dog safe while you travel.
Yeah, because I mean, we really do have to look after them. They don't know what's going on around them, and whilst we haven't really evolved to cope with the technology around us, certainly the dogs haven't either. We're in a crazy world which makes no sense to them. There's smells, noises, and all sorts of things which just do not add up to a canine mind. They find fun in everything pretty much, but it is just that worry that they're not going to get what could hurt them.
Yeah, we need to set our dogs up to win. So we need to make sure we appreciate dogs' life stages, physiology, the car and the vehicle we're traveling in, where we're going to. It's important that we take that responsibility and we make sure that our dogs have had some training. We're using positive reinforcement. These are all really, really important things for us as dog owners to appreciate.
Now, when it comes to you being a behaviourist as well, I mean, you must appreciate that they do like to have fun. It is an adventure for them, isn't it, going out?
Yeah, so fun for dogs, it depends on the breed. Like I said, the life stage, we might be finding dogs find it fun in chasing, for example, as a natural behavior, or digging. So some of the things that dogs enjoy and love, not always do we appreciate as humans, right? So it's important to maybe be looking at what dogs need to do, what dogs have evolved to do, rather than what we think is fun. For example, hanging maybe their heads out the window, right? Might look cute and lovely to us as humans, but isn't safe for the dog.
Yeah, and they won't have a perception of that. 60 miles an hour means nothing to them.
No, and they don't know that a lorry's maybe coming the other way either. So it's really important that we set our dogs up safely while we're on the move.
Now, obviously, we dragged you away to the hotel so we can have a chat with you, which means you're not enjoying Crufts at the moment as much. But with the team at Tavo down there, if someone's heading to Crufts over the weekend, they actually see these pieces of kit in action.
They certainly are. There's cars on display with all of the range and the products that Tavo have available. And, you know, it's really interesting for me to see as well how the dogs are responding to these products, which is extremely well. We've got owners learning, dogs practicing going in positively to these car products, and that's what I love. It gives us a chance to get the dogs used to it before they even go on a journey. And there's lots of information for dog owners at Crufts and how to be responsible, but also how to look at these new products that are available on the market. And Tavo offers such a good range. It's really impressive.
Tavo spelled Tavo. You're looking for that from the signs if you are a dog lover and heading to Crufts over the weekend. It's heading down the road, the NEC, and there's loads of people going to be there. Safer inside is the campaign, because that's exactly where your dog's head should be when travelling, and making sure that they do remain safe. And because you would hate it if something happened. That's the thing, isn't it? Because these are one of the family. You wouldn't want them getting hurt.
Exactly. Think of it like you would children in the car or a passenger in the car. It's important to make sure as soon as we get in the vehicle, we're strapping our dogs in safely and securely, and we have a good journey where we're not being put off by the dog while we're trying to concentrate. We're making sure we're safe if we're at services, and we get to our destination with everyone intact and safe.
And what else are you up to at Crufts over the weekend? Are you staying for the whole weekend?
Yeah, I'll be here till Sunday, so I'm working across the 4 days with all sorts of dogs and owners and brands, which is very exciting for me. It's always lovely to catch up with the dog friends from not only in the UK but around the world too, and to see what's going on in terms of the new products that are available to dog owners too.
I'll have a great time with that. No doubt we'll see you on telly again soon, because you're always there hanging around with some animals and just having a brilliant time. I am very envious of your work. For now, Adam Fhemi, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jason.
Now, just 1 in 10 adults know the details of their grandmother's lives. Historian Lucy Worsley is calling on the nation to uncover women's stories, particularly with International Women's Day over the weekend. She joins me now to tell us more about what we can do. How are you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, good to talk to you. And obviously, everybody's lives are made up by all of our different ancestors. But very often, when we look at some of the older records, women's lives weren't recorded quite as well as men's were.
All too true. They say that history gets written by the winners, don't they? And the people at the top of society tend to get recorded well. But when you go lower down, even then there's an imbalance between the men and the women, because the men, if you're researching them, that you often benefit from things like army records or records of their employment outside the home that don't apply to women. But I'll tell you what, it may be harder, but it's all the more satisfying for it.
Well, absolutely. And it's the tales that came out of Bletchley when things started being released based on the Official Secrets Act just go to show that actually there were women who were a major part of the war effort, significantly contributed, more so than many of the blokes in some ways, to making sure the war was as short as possible. But equally, it was something that wasn't talked about because of the nature of their roles. And it's almost as if we got secret women working in the background, making our world turn.
It's all too true. Yes, they often get overlooked. But work didn't have to be, in a formal wartime role either. I've just done a new podcast that's called A Family History of Wartime Women. And the wartime woman in question is my grandmother, she wasn't working at Bletchley Park, and she was doing her bit in the home, really. And some quite exciting secrets came out about her wartime life, her 2 wartime lives, I should say, because she was born in 1911, and like a whole generation had World War happen twice within her lifetime. Yet to me, she was always just my granny who spoilt me. And I've only recently, working with Find My Past, who've done this new podcast, learnt some of the actual things that happened in her long life.
The tale sort of revolves around the Midlands, because your grandfather had an interesting tale that tied in with your grandmother's story.
My grandfather, yes. Now this was this is where things got really dramatic and interesting. Researching my family history. She married him in October 1941, which we knew about. What we didn't know about, until the genealogists at Find My Past helped me discover it, is that she was pregnant at the time, very pregnant, which must have been a big deal from her point of view as a respectable working class woman. Her parents were living, she'd been living with them. Something went pretty off course there, I would imagine. But this baby that she had, who would have been my Uncle Paul, sadly, he didn't live. He died after just a few days. And it is possible that the cause of death was given as inanition and prematurity. And it is possible, we're just in the wake of the Blitz here, it's possible that food shortages and the disruption to healthcare meant that that's why he didn't live. And there was this spike in the deaths of infants in the early 1940s because of these problems. And I'd always thought of, people losing their lives in World War II being men overseas, but perhaps it was babies nearer home. But then the other big secrets that you mentioned there was that my grandfather, Harry, it turned out, had another wife and children already living. He was a bigamist when he married my grandmother. That was quite the secret to emerge, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and a tale you were not expecting to see. But did she know? Do we know what she knew about all of this?
Well, as far as she never let on any of this to my mother. As far as we know, she never knew Harry's secret, and I think for her sake, I'm glad about that. But for us now, today, me and my brother, 2 generations on, we're kind of delighted about this because we have now discovered that we've got all these other relations that we didn't know about from his earlier wife and children, and we've met them, and our family is much bigger. So we're really pleased.
We're far enough away for it to be an excitement rather than an embarrassment, it would have been horrendous at the time.
Yes, that's exactly the right way. Yeah, put it.
Well, we're in the midst of Women's History Month, so this is all a great time to dig out these stories, find the past, and see the true tales of women who, the same way as every day now, women make a difference everywhere, and it's just not been celebrated previously, and it should be, shouldn't it?
It should be. And if you're lucky enough to have your own grandmother still living, then I would suggest that you ask her some questions before it's too late. But even if she has gone already, you just need some names and dates, and you can get started really easily in researching your family history. And the Find My Past website is a great place to start. They have their special page, actually, that's the way in for researching women's lives in particular. It's so easy to use, and you might find that you get the bug. It happens to people. I've been a professional historian for 20 years, and I've never researched my family history, but now I'm in. It's got me. I'm in its clutches.
Absolutely, and tales to tell, stories to hear, and who knows where you're going to find yourself linked to as you go through both your family that you know about and the new members that you were completely unaware of.
Exactly. I'm not the only family who's been in this situation.
Absolutely not. So give us the full details where we can find the Find My Past website.
Certainly. It's findmypast.co.uk. And if you want to hear the new podcast, A Family History of Wartime Women, just go to wherever you normally get your podcasts from and search for that, A Family History of Wartime Women. And it's the story of my own grandmother.
So take a listen, see how Lucy's tale unfolds, and you never know, you might have something as interesting and intriguing in your family line too. Well, Lucy Worsley, national treasure, English historian, presenter, podcaster, and it seems somebody with an ever-increasing family. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
That's all for this week. Thank you so much for joining me back with episode 873. I'll see you next week. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.